Once upon a time, in a small town nestled in the snow-covered hills, there was a family named the Carvers. The Carvers were known for their kindness and warmth, especially during the holiday season. They lived in a cozy little cottage with a chimney that always smelled of pine and wood smoke. Christmas was their favorite time of year, and their house was filled with the spirit of the season, twinkling lights, homemade decorations, and the smell of freshly baked cookies. But this year was different. The Carvers had fallen on hard times. Mr. Carver, a skilled carpenter, had injured his hand in an accident earlier in the year, leaving him unable to work. Mrs. Carver, who had always been a homemaker, found it difficult to keep the household running on their savings. Their children, Emily and Henry, were old enough to understand the struggles, but their hearts were still full of hope and excitement for Christmas. As the days grew shorter and the snow began to fall heavier, Emily and Henry began to notice that there wasn't much to decorate with. The Christmas tree, usually bursting with ornaments, stood bare in the corner of the living room. There were no new gifts under it, and the shelves that once held jars of homemade jam and canned goods were empty. One chilly afternoon, while Mrs. Carver was sitting by the fire, trying to warm her frozen hands, Emily and Henry came up with a plan. They decided they would make this Christmas special, no matter what. They didn't need fancy presents or elaborate decorations, just love, kindness, and a little bit of creativity. That evening, after dinner, they went to the forest nearby to find a Christmas tree. With only a few lanterns to guide them, they trekked through the snowy woods, their breath rising in clouds in the cold air. The moon was high, casting a silvery glow on the snow-covered pines. Emily and Henry found the perfect tree, a small but beautiful fir that had just the right shape. It wasn't as grand as the trees they usually picked, but it was perfect for them. They carefully cut it down and with much effort, carried it home. The next day, they got to work making their own decorations. Emily took scraps of cloth and ribbon and fashioned them into little angels and stars. Henry collected pine cones and painted them with bright colors. They even made paper snowflakes and hung them from the ceiling. It wasn't much, but it was made with so much love and care that it transformed their home. As Christmas Eve approached, the family was still worried. They had no money to buy presents, and they knew they couldn't afford a big feast. But they decided to focus on the things that truly mattered: togetherness, love, and the joy of being with family.